What's up, y'all? It's your boy JTMM, aka JustTenMoreMinutes, aka the Freaking 10, back again with the warning live, this time with our mistakes. Now, as you saw in the breakdown of this one's very personal for me. And I was really kind of transparent with why and how I interpreted it, what it meant to me. And just reading the lyrics and what it reminded me of, and everybody's interpretation of things can be different, of what a song means to them. And we really heard that with Pow, with Black Holes, when she went in Aquafria and described, that she didn't like talking about what that song was about because everybody interprets it differently. And that, is a continued theme for them, because even in Queen of the Murder Scene, they don't necessarily always go into it because they liked hearing how everybody interpreted. And that's the beauty of music, right? I mean, again, I've said that many a times. How that song touches someone in a moment, it is the best thing, and I think there's some artists that, because some songs are so personal, they take that personally, that they didn't see it the same way. And that's a tragedy, because really when you write a song that you're expressing something to get it off your chest, to help you heal from something, if someone takes that in a different way to help them in their life, that's the focus, right? But we know in what today's society is with a lot of egomaniacs that they want the attention, and that's unfortunate. But these girls don't. These girls write to help people and to tell stories and just to change the world, and one song at a time. And definitely they've changed my life with it, and inspiring to write again, to be able to open up on some of the things that I've dealt with. That's not something that you just commonly talk about, dealing with, especially from a male perspective. Let's face it, a lot of the time the stories are the other way around. And my story isn't. My story is having someone and a wife that was an alcoholic and addicted to painkillers and, whatever else was being taken. And so this song really, I interpreted it for me. And so for them to write something like this, man, it definitely was awesome. So this video is a combination of both our mistakes and Wildfire. I did not do the live for Wildfire. As you can hear, I'm still dealing with this whole sinus thing, and whether it's on my chest, whatever. So I'm gonna do the combination of these two. For at least the Dakota bar, since this video is combined. I'll have to go see what other versions. I don't think Aquafria was combined with this, but at least this way I get to see both, hear both, and go through it. So with that being said, let's get into it.
Walking the streets with you, feeling nothing again. We're not the same anymore, the spark has gone away. I'm fooling myself with this thing I created in my head. I've always believed there was no one for me, that's why I want to leave. They say love never dies, but every time I try, you end up making me cry. It's always your fault, but I'm always there to take the blame. I'm still ever between my heart and my head. You play your part, and it's always me who has to pay for all your mistakes.
that scowl.
Fear of loneliness is tearing down.
Oh, love that harmony.
I'm trying to hide it, but I can't deny that this isn't love. The farther I cry, the faster we start to reach the fall. It's been a couple times, but every time I try, you end up making me cry. It's always your fault, but I'm always there to take the blame. It's a dilemma between my heart and my head. You play your part, and it's always me who has to pay for all your mistakes.
There's something to me that that makes this a perfect song for me, and not in the sense of saying, you know, it's the perfect song, no mistakes. It's more of there's such a blend of emotion, right? You get that nice soft beginning where, you know, Dany's voice just comes across and gives you that softness of someone that's hurting, that's someone that's dealt with something. And then boom, she gives you that scowl, and you just, that emotion switches and then kind of tones down a little bit as she's telling more of the story. But then she kind of still gives that that scowl, and you just feel that emotion. I've said it 100 times, but I have to keep saying it because it's so freaking true. The way that they're able to use their facial expressions to tell those stories and make people feel those emotions is truly one of those reasons why they're as successful as they are. If you can't make your audience feel with your song, you can have the greatest lyrics in the world, but when you're performing it, if you don't make the audience feel, you don't get a damn thing in return. There's a lot of great songs out there sung by some bands that nobody knows because they just couldn't connect, right? And Black Holes is a great example of that. Is, yes, you can listen to Black Holes, the studio version, and you know, yeah, that's a pretty good song. And then to watch Pow sing it, and just the emotion that comes across in her voice and in her eyes and just the look she gives, it's almost just like you felt like she went through what she's talking about. And when you can convey that to an audience, holy hell. This to me is one I really, and again, it's one of those that connects with me deeply. So of course I'm going to automatically say it's one of their top songs off this album for me. Along with Black Holes. I mean, there's not Wildfire is the only one that didn't connect to me. And as someone has pointed out, I took it literally in the sense of what they were talking about, and that's fine. It just didn't connect with me, but that's okay. It doesn't make a bad song. They don't create bad songs. All of their songs are good, right? So, but this one, man, this one just connects with and hits me hard. Let's keep going. I love this right here. Those harmonies.
They say love never dies, but every time I try, you end up making me cry. It's always your fault, but I'm always there to take the blame. It's a dilemma between my heart and my head. stain.
You know, before we get into the next one, the power that Dany comes out with on this one is just that glimpse that you kind of get when she shows that power of what's to come in their future. Obviously, the control, the seamless movement between ranges, all of it is just, I truly enjoy. And just hearing, you know, this is one I will say where Ollie's voice really comes through on the harmonies. A lot of the times it's not that her harmony is lost, but mixing whatever it is, it's not as powerful as it could be to, you know, join the other voices. This one is such a pleasure to hear, where it, you know, it truly comes through and you can hear them harmonize, because yeah, I love their harmonies. My gosh, those harmonies, those are ones that just, as a music lover, just grab you and you're just like, yeah, that's special. That is such a damn good song, man. Another great performance too, and obviously this one's a combination, and I generally don't like doing that. I do prefer them to be standalone, not for the sake of just having another video, but it just makes the flow easier. And obviously this is kind of flipped from a perspective of where they were on the album. So that sense, it's weird, but you know what? It honestly, with this one, it helps me with the content since I didn't get to do the live Wildfire, so I'm not going to complain. All right, let's keep it going. Love that. Okay, so before she gets into it, this is the power they have. Just watching Dany jump and get into that opening already made me enjoy the song that much more. Just that little bit, seeing of how much she enjoys it, and that little part, you know, kind of jumping up and down, that transfers to me as an audience member, and immediately makes me happy and makes me look forward to the song. It could just be a me thing, but that's what it did. And so, you know, I wasn't, you know, saying it, I think, on my breakdown, and honestly, it's been like a week or two since I recorded that. I know I said it just didn't really connect, and I didn't get into it. But that performance, just that little bit, was like, okay, cool. I like seeing them into it. Let's keep going. I will stop it there, because now someone has told me that I took it to literally, it's too much Sabaton, quite honestly. So I take things literal when you talk about high flyers, but yet now it even makes more mistakes. That's what I get for looking at the title. It makes more sense of it not being about, you know, literal high flyers, but people that, you know, are being held down to achieve their goals. Crystal clear. Maybe it was the sinuses at the time, listening to too much Sabaton during some of those recording days that made me think of that in the literal sense. But yeah, I get it now. Love this melody.
till you stand down. The high flyers will never be pulled back on, back on.
Love that.
Until things are set right, we say it's time for a change, and we will win this fight.
So that performance right there and re-listening to it again helped. You know, I went through and I listened to those back to back to back to back. And that for me, I think, you know, it's something I enjoyed at the time doing, as trying something different in, you know, going through and trying to hear how they put together the album. At the same time, I didn't like doing that, looking back on it, just not only just the space between that and the live versions, but I think it truly made it difficult for me to, you know, take a step back and listen to the lyrics, because keep in mind, when I was recording those, it was literally, you know, recording Sabaton, then The Warning, and Nightwish, and all those ones that I went and recorded on that week, 40 videos. I think that took away from it, because now listening to it again, it gave me a whole different meaning. So, you know, as tough it is to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning on some days to record these, and especially on Thursdays when it's Sabaton history, and those videos in themselves, obviously, you know, today's video was 20 minutes, so it ended up being a 35-minute video. Then I get into these, and here we're already at 18 minutes. You know, you see how time can get away. As you know, now it's 5:15 and I've got 30 minutes until I get my kids up for school. So I think even though that part is difficult, I think that's what's best for me to be able to interpret the songs, is do that, you know, where it's that studio version and then at least one live, right? I'm trying to get work back into things and deal with the whole sickness thing. But I think that's what's better. And I think that's what took away from Wildfire, because listening to it again, I really like it. And it hits different. But then also the live performance, seeing them get into it, you know, Pow giving the down look, eyes up, and then the harmonies themselves. Both of those songs are absolutely killer. Wildfires Now is one that I do connect with and I do like. I took that one a little too literal. And I think just because of the way they told their stories, a lot of their stories are literal. And so that one caught me off guard with it. And I was thinking, again, dealing with so many Sabaton and war songs, I took it literally. Both those are great songs. Anyway, I'll do one more, again, just based on time. And since this one was a little bit longer with both songs, I will do one more. Again, getting back into the swing of things, getting the recording back, you know, trying not to get too winded to where it's painful. But that being said, both killer songs. Thanks for being patient with me as I get back into the swing of things. But don't worry, we'll be back to full swing to where we were in no time. Anyway, that's going to do it. Y'all know who I am, what I'm about. Now, I will say, so Our Mistakes was the last one that I had recorded. So, you know, for Tuesdays, it's back to, I'll do the breakdown and then the lives back to back. So that's going to make it a little bit easier for me to analyze the song, see the emotions come across. Whereas this one, I hadn't heard these in, you know, 2 weeks. You know, and even though Our Mistakes was very close to me, it does take some things away that I didn't like that. So, you know, again, it's always good to try new things. If you never change, you get complacent and you don't advance yourself and the content you create for your users. So it's worth a try. Not for me. I don't like recording in advance. I get lost with it. So Tuesday will be the next song. I haven't looked to see what it is. But that will be truly where I record Tuesday. the back-to-back with the lives in the studio. So thanks for being patient. I missed y'all over that week. I truly did. Y'all are amazing people. I absolutely freaking love you. Anyway, that's enough of the sappy stuff. I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all know who I am and what I'm about. I'm JTMM. Like, subscribe, and share. I'm out.